Recorded Books presents an unabridged recording of Franny K. Stein, Mad Scientist, Frantastic Voyage by Jim Benton, narrated by Michele O. Medlin and directed by T.G. Reynolds.
Chapter 1. Franny's House. The Stein family lived in the pretty pink house with lovely purple shutters down at the end of Daffodil Street. Everything about the house was bright and cheery. Everything, that is, except the upstairs bedroom with the tiny round window. Behind this window was Franny's room, which was also her laboratory. Even for a mad scientist, Franny's lab was unusual. Her experiments and inventions were far beyond those of your average, everyday mad scientist. In fact, Franny's work was so complicated that she found she could not do it alone. She had a lab assistant named Igor. Well, he wasn't a pure lab. He was also part poodle, part chihuahua, part beagle, part spaniel, part shepherd, and possibly part some kind of weaselly thing that probably wasn't even a dog. Franny had been through a lot with Igor, and he had learned a great deal about mad science working with Franny in her laboratory. But Igor was still awfully young, and Franny was still nervous about letting him work on any of the more dangerous projects. Chapter 2. Franny Loses Face. Franny remembered the time that she was working on a device that would make bite-sized jelly donuts with the press of a button. But Igor got the dimensions wrong, and she wound up filling the entire school with jelly. Then there was that time Franny was trying to create a beautiful new kind of striped flower by adding the DNA from a tiger to an ordinary houseplant. But Igor read the plans wrong, and the two of them were nearly eaten by a bouquet. And she could never forget when she invented the automatic face scrubber. Igor changed one of the settings, and it pulled Franny's face right off. Luckily, Franny was pretty good at emergency surgery and managed to get her face reattached without too much trouble. Igor could be a real pest sometimes, and Franny's upcoming project was going to be so dangerous that she could not risk Igor messing things up. Franny knew that there were people who handled pests every day. Pests like scorpions, termites, and the very worst of all, her brother.